And we are live, mother truckers. I would like to welcome everybody to the 4th episode.
4? Wow, already.
4th?
Yeah.
Of the Crafty Boys. I am, of course, Shane with a really messed up camera this week. I don't know why. It was working properly earlier. For some reason it's not wanting to, so you'll just have to suffer with my grainy weirdness. And what about you guys?
Suffer with your grainy weirdness anytime, my friend.
Who are you? Who are you both? Oh my God.
Dave, who are you?
Who are you, Dave?
Well, I'm Dave, obviously.
And I'm Alan. Jane, back to you and your graininess.
Back to me with my graininess. Well, so this week we've got a very nice beer that I really like.
We've actually got 2 beers.
True, this is true. But the one that I'm really the one I'm really kind of excited about is the Blackberry Porter, which is right here. It's very dark. It smells like blackberries.
We have Cannery Brewing's Blackberry Porter. Cannery Brewing is from Penticton, BC. And it's a pretty good brew. I actually haven't had it in quite a long time, so I'm eager to sort of dive into this one.
The thing that I've discovered is they don't make bad stuff. They make good stuff.
Well, that's probably a good business.
A good business model.
Yeah. Let's make good stuff.
So Dave, have you had this beer before?
I haven't had either of these beers before.
No? Why not?
So this is going to be interesting. Why not?
Yeah, I'm just curious. What's wrong with you?
You know.
So
I barely drink beers as it is. This is the most beers I've had in probably the last 5 years.
Dave, so why are you on the Crafty Boys? Isn't this a podcast about beer? To a certain degree? I mean, really.
Well, a limited degree. Yes.
So, let's talk about the Blackberry Porter first,
Yeah.
which is very. It's very.
I have an open mind.
Aromatic. I just poured mine about 2 or 3 minutes ago, and it's already smelling at my desk here. Very much like a.
Oh, that's you.
Cute. So it's God, is it good? I really like this one. Oh my God.
Wow. Okay,
Dave?
that smells awesome.
It kind of smells like a red wine almost.
It does kind of in a way.
No, it smells better.
Yeah,
smells
red wine
better
smells
than
kind
red
of
wine.
gross, actually.
No, I don't mind the smell of it, but
terrible.
this is just better.
I mean, you can definitely taste the blackberries in it, but it's not overpowering. I mean, it's good. And I think one thing it could use is maybe a little bit sweeter. What do you guys think?
Well, maybe. I'm happy with where it's at. It's not. It's very smelly, like it's very in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not in that sort of I would rather eat a bag of crap instead of drink this beer. But
What?
This is good. That's a step up.
well, I was trying to be very direct, but unfortunately, the way I normally talk, I'm not very direct a lot of the time because I'm busy thinking.
Do you often eat a bag of crap?
Yes, I do. So anyway, the Blackberry Porter I give a thumbs up to. It's been around for a while. I've had it a few times. I think the first time I had it, I was at a pub, and they had Blackberry Porter on tap, and I was a bit surprised. So I tried it out, and that was ages ago. But I'm kind of glad that you're experiencing it for the first time there, dude, because I'm really surprised, Dave, that you've never had it. That really does, because this is sort of one of those beers that's sort of a borderline like a honey wine, like a mead of some sort. I mean,
Yeah.
it's obviously way darker, but but it has that level of sweetness, and I think you're right. Maybe if it's even sweeter, then it could be really, 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 really epic. But I don't know. I'm kind of happy with where it is. And
Dave,
I'm waiting for your review, Dave.
What?
I'm waiting for your feedback. What's your feedback?
Well, I don't mind it. I think I'm with Alan, though, that some more sweetness would be a good thing as far as my palate is concerned. But it's really interesting that the blackberries are almost the aftertaste. You know what I mean? Like after you've finished, it kind of sits on your tongue, and then you really taste the blackberries. That's what I'm finding, anyways.
Yeah, I mean they're not at the top end, they're front end. They're definitely in the. And I like to swish it around because it just tastes good. It's just good. If you like blackberries and you like beer and you like stout especially, and porters, yeah, that's the way to go. When is the first time you've ever had this one, Alan?
Oh,
Do you remember? Has it been to me? It's been forever. Like a long time.
It's been years since I've had it. I mean, this is one of those beers. If you're in BC, it's available everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got it, and it's not really overly priced or anything. You can get it for probably about $5, maybe $6, and yeah, it's just so accessible,
I like it. So speaking of sweetness, we're gonna bring up a very important topic that's near and dear to every man's heart: Valentine's Day. So I know that Alan, you're a married man with children. How does Valentine's Day work in that environment? Is it a successful thing? Is it you have to hide in the bushes to get any action, or hide in the bushes?
I'm a married guy with kids.
Oh, right, action. What's that mean?
More.
I forgot.
There ain't no action.
Well, what did you do for Valentine's Day this year?
Well, for Valentine's Day this year, pardon me. Actually, my sister was over here in town, and it was her birthday on Thursday. So the whole family got together and we all went out to dinner. So it was kind of like a half Valentine's Day, half birthday celebration thing. And so we went to the 6 Mile pub and had a really good dinner. And then we got this $8 piece of cake thing, and we had it boxed up and we brought it home. And it was like the best tasting $8 piece of cake I've ever had. Like, I wouldn't normally buy a piece of cake for $8, but
I don't think many people would.
But I mean, if you're gonna buy a piece of cake for $8, that's the piece of cake to get, because it was had like chocolate mousse in it and
oh my god,
like little sugar hearts and this long white candy thing, and it was really good.
Wow,
that is astounding.
Yes.
Okay, so
I'm sorry. Wait, before you talk, Dave. I'm just imagining. Okay. All right.
Okay. While she's imagining, Alan, actually both comparisons with 4 Mile, because I find I like the 4 Mile a little better than 6.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the 4 Mile. I mean, of course, I used to live by it, so it was within walking distance, so that's where I went all the time. Well, not all the time. I mean, I don't have a problem or anything, but if we wanted to go to a pub, that's where we would go. The 6 Mile is, I mean, it's also really nice as well. It's not as busy as I remember it being. I don't know what the deal is with that, but they've got a really good menu there, and well, so does 4 Mile. I don't know. I like them both.
I think did we go to the 4 Mile or the 6 Mile a couple years back? I've forgotten exactly where it was. It's been a long. I'm trying to remember when the last time I went to either of those pubs was, but it has been a while. It's been too long.
Well,
actually,
the 6 Mile is probably. I went there just before Christmas, and that was the first time I'd been there in probably about 5 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, is that because it's too far away now?
Well, I mean, for the
you're not
longest,
living a huge amount of. I guess you haven't
No.
moved like across town or something. Straight.
no, but I mean, for the longest time, I mean, the 4 mile was just that much closer, so that's where we went.
What about you, Dave? Have you got like a favorite pub or anything of have you got some cool stuff?
Here in Victoria.
Either place. I mean, granted, actually, probably up there in the middle of nowhere. What kind of pubs do they have there? I mean, Comox is not really the middle of nowhere, so I got to be fair.
Well, okay. No, Comox. When you said Comox, that's really where the pub is, actually. Oh shit. Now I can't remember the name of it. Blackfin. It's very much in the same vein as the 4 Mile and the 6 Mile. They're pub-style restaurants, basically.
Yeah.
That isn't bad. I don't mind it. I wouldn't say it's near as good as either the 4 or the 6, actually. But it's the same deal. And we actually have one right close to me, which is oh shit, what's it called? Of course, I can't remember. Anyways, it's the same deal. It's a restaurant pub deal. Same kind of food, and it's pretty good actually. I like the food in general that they do there. The fish and chips, that's kind of a classic. They do a good job. Those are the two that spring to mind. I mean, obviously we don't have the same selection, right, that you guys would. But yeah, those two do a reasonable job for around here. I think if you're looking for alcohol, then either of those places is probably going to be all right. But food-wise, I don't know. I think you're going to find better places, just at restaurants.
Well, for the Blackberry, what kind of food would you have? Like in general, I mean, I'm trying to think of. I'm kind of going into the wine territory, where you have a pairing of one with something else.
Yeah.
You got a sweet beer. Like, what are you going to pair with it? I mean, that's to me. I'm kind of thinking it's almost desserty in a way.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was saying
maybe an $8 piece of cake would be the way to go.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, getting back onto the Valentine's Day thing, what did you guys do?
Dave?
Well, I'll give you guys one guess.
Nothing at all?
Nothing.
Dave is
what
currently unattached.
Indeed. Very, very much so. So yeah, we well, there was some chocolates to be had,
Okay.
but that was it.
Nothing terribly exciting. Nothing jumping out at you. Nothing screaming that you needed to.
No.
Do something awesome.
No, thankfully,
You didn't take your mom out or anything, like nothing like that.
No, that would just be weird.
I'm not saying you're trying to go out with your mom and score. I'm talking about, hey mom, you want to go out for dinner? I'm your son. I love you. You love me. Let's go out for Valentine. Why not?
I mean, I took my parents out to
Took them
Chinese
out?
place.
Took
Well,
them out?
for dinner. For dinner.
Oh, that kind of thing. Okay. Yeah.
And it was just kind of a random thank you thing for putting up with me type of deal, right? But that was absolutely nothing to do with Valentine's.
Not at all. It's
Not
terrible.
at all.
That's absolutely terrible.
Let
me tell you about mine. Let me tell you about mine. It's very awesome this year.
I bet.
I didn't do anything.
What?
Oh.
And your significant other let you get away with it?
She was working. That was part of the problem.
Oh.
So yeah.
So what you're saying
this
is
kind of year is this kind of year is very sort of like this episode. We're very low energy this year.
Yeah.
Okay,
so what do you guys normally do? Like, say if on your best year, do you do the flowers and the chocolates and all that?
Wow.
Usually we go out and do something cool.
Right. Same here.
Like we I'm trying to think of probably kind of like Ali's birthday number of years ago. Actually, Dave, you were there for that. The scooters. I was actually making scooter motions down here, and I realized it looks weird on camera. I was doing this.
That was Ali's birthday. That's
yeah. We went.
However, that was really cool.
We rented scooters, and that was kind of fun. I actually was thinking about doing that, but of course, I mean, weather around here for the past couple of weeks has been pretty bad, so there's no real incentive to do much.
No.
Right.
I mean, there was tons of things that were going on, and I think we just ended up. I think what did we end up watching? We watched a film, I think, off of Netflix or something. There was something pretty low key. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of. I wish that now that I think about it, I kind of feel bad. I really wish we'd done something awesome, like parachute out of a plane. God,
I don't think that's awesome.
Yeah, we are the least romantic people on the face of the planet. This is pretty much what I'm concluding today. That we suck. We need to we need to up our game next year. That's what's gonna happen.
Just a second, guys. Okay.
This is assuming I'm gonna have any game to up next year.
So my wife, she complained that I'm not romantic enough. Okay. That I don't buy flowers and stuff like that. But I absolutely refuse to buy flowers on Valentine's Day. It just seems so cliched. What do you guys think about that?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's
my general rule is you buy flowers no more than twice a year and never on Valentine's Day or an anniversary or a birthday. It's got to be just like a spur of the moment thing that with a card that says Happy Wednesday or something.
That's kind of cool, actually.
And then it just is like total surprise.
Nice. I guess that would be kind of like my the hot air balloon thing, or the something like that you could
hot air balloon
actually do.
Well, the thing is
something strange, or something strange, something out of the ordinary thing, right? Yeah, out of the ordinary.
Something out of the ordinary. But the thing is, with flowers, it's easy to make it not out of the ordinary, and then it loses all of its appeal, right? You go through all the effort to get the flowers, and then you give them to her. And really, I don't really get the whole flowers thing. It's like they're dead. It's compost. You're wrapping up compost. And you're giving it.
This is what I think of our relationship.
I love you.
We're dead like these flowers.
I killed these flowers. They're compost. Here.
Your wife is right. You have no romantic bone in your body, Alan. Oh, man.
Here's some dead, rotting flowers. I killed them for you with my bare hands. Like an animal.
Oh man.
That's amazing. Wow.
I have a feeling that your wife would say different. But there you go. I
got nothing, man. I'm trying to come some way to dig us out of that hole, but unfortunately, no, I can't. No, that's just not going to happen. So,
all right, end topics.
All right, well, that we've talked about the obvious one, which is of course Valentine's Day, and being that we're a bit low energy today, I think because I had a pretty long weekend this past weekend, and not for any fun reason, unfortunately. But the thing that, of course, aside from Valentine's Day, that we've been talking about, is that thing that people have always wanted to know more about from the perspective of us men is that thing I can't remember what the hell I'm asking. What is that thing, boys?
Hang on a sec. Let me put on my ESP hat.
We mentioned it right before we started recording, and now I've totally blanked. Although I will point out that the swimsuit issue of Sports Illustrated is coming out very soon, or just came out. Sorry, go ahead.
Steak and BJ Day.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
That's right. And I've never quite understood the attraction of the swimsuit issue. I've had friends in the past that were really excited about it. It's people in bathing suits, you know. I mean, but here's the thing.
They're not people in bathing suits. They're supermodels in bathing suits.
When I was 15, sure, okay, I might be excited to see that issue. However, as pointed out this week by John Oliver, there's this thing called the internet, and if you type in naked ladies into the internet, you'll probably find a lot more than you expected to find. So, were you guys ever excited about the Sports Illustrated thing?
Excited? That's maybe the wrong word. I mean, I've gotten copies of it in the past. Kathy Ireland was always my big thing. I was a big fan of hers for whatever reason. Right. Yeah.
What about you, Dave?
Excitement. Yeah, I don't know. That's definitely not the right word. You know what? Over the years, I barely looked at the thing. It's not been around, and I haven't actually made a point of going out and getting it.
I can't actually think of any time that I've really.
Sports Illustrated.
Oh, sorry.
I think because of the fact that it is Sports Illustrated, and I've always had this kind of negative reaction to sports.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, if you're not really a sports fan, then there's no reason for you to buy. Although, the statistic that I read was every issue that's sold off newsstands or something was something like 68,000 copies. But when the swimsuit issue comes out, it tops out at close to 1 million being sold. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. So it kind of shows you about how much the thing actually makes money for them.
Of course, it costs them a fortune to produce it too.
I wouldn't doubt it. Which brings me to apparently we don't really like the magazine, although we're not as excited as some people are. However,
I have nothing against it.
Neither do I, to be honest. Let me Google naked ladies.
I hate it with a fiery passion.
But the one thing to bring up is the steak and blowjob day. What a segue! Which, if I had remembered on cue, like I should have, the steak and blowjob day, of course, if you haven't heard of it, it is a day in March 14th to be specific. It is 1 month after Valentine's Day, and it is in theory the day where all men, their significant others, they've of course been taken out and wined and dined on Valentine's Day. But of course, 1 month later, men are a little more simple. Their tastes are not exactly extravagant, nor are they exotic. So they want their significant others to, of course, make them a steak and then blow them. So, this is, and I kid you not, this has been around for a while.
A few years, yeah.
It's been a thing. I've never experienced it.
No, me neither.
I wish.
Despite my attempts to convince my wife it's real.
Exactly, honey, we're totally going to do this. You're going to make me a steak, and then you're going to service me. So, Dave, I want to know your opinion about this. What sort of steak and blowjob stories have you got?
You know what? Yeah.
How do you like your steak?
Medium. I've never even heard of this.
Really? You've never heard of this?
And if it's only a couple of years old, I have never had a chance to actually make it happen. Because for me, Again, it's now what's it? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Oh my God.
12, 13, 14, 15.
What?
We're now at the 10-year mark.
Of steak and blowjob day?
Of me not having any access to steak and blowjob days.
Oh,
Potential access,
wow.
shall we say.
All right.
I'm just going to let that sit for a moment.
Yeah.
I thought you were looking up.
Hello,
how long
Internet.
Ladies, I need you to come over here to camera 3. Friend named Dave. Very important man. I certainly hope that you've heard his state of woe. And if you're available to avail yourselves of... You, of course, would be welcome at his home. 10 years is too long. Too long. We have been found to want to explode after 10 years. Do you really want Dave to die? Because if he's not helped out sooner than later, he will die, because that is why we are here.
I think we need to start a crowdfunding campaign.
How the hell does that work? Oh man, I'm not sure
I don't
you
know,
want to
but
think
that is
about that
bloody
one
awesome.
deeply. Oh,
Wow.
and
What
it's
an
not like
admission.
I'm looking for pity or anything, but I was just because we were talking about it, I was thinking, getting out the fingers here and counting it out. Didn't realize it was actually.
Put your fingers
been,
away.
long. Let your fingers do the talking.
So I guess none of us have really experienced this day. Oh, that's what I was looking up. I got distracted with your story there, Dave. Celebrated March 14th. It started. When did it start?
Probably like 1953 or something.
1953.
Somehow that makes sense. Yeah. I like that.
So apparently, according to Wikipedia, I need to find steak and blood. This is not an appropriate forum. We cannot do anything to add this event to Wikipedia. So basically, it's never going to be added to Wikipedia. So we have no, of course, information about when it started. The only thing I found is that it started somewhere around 2008. So, but of
Yeah,
course,
that sounds about right.
that's unconfirmed and cannot be, whatever. So, sorry, I'm trying to like picture this. But I really think that this year we have just
This
under
is
a
the
month.
year.
We have just under a month for this to happen. So
I
I want both of you to commit.
I think we have a mission for this show now. This is what we do. It's like we got to have like a tote board every week. We see where we're at. We've got 3 young ladies who have pledged themselves.
We're all going to hell right now. That's what's gonna happen. Wow, that's amazing. So I have nothing else to say about that because it's just.
No,
so,
me neither.
I'm sorry. I'm stuck on you, Dave.
Are you?
Oh. I do have
So,
that effect on people, so understandable.
Oh, of course.
Mm.
So anyway,
That's why I'm still single.
sorry,
10
I'm
years
just trying to get past the Dave thing. So promise us Ed, that you attempt to make this day a reality. We need to keep this day. We cannot lose this day. So
What,
please.
me? It's on me?
No, I'm
It's
asking
always on you.
our one viewer to please support.
There's 3 of us and we only have 1 viewer.
Yeah, apparently that's that. I actually have not. I haven't honestly. I haven't looked. So basically, that is what we have to do this year. Is we have to make this day a reality because we can't let another year go by where our poor Dave is threatened with explosion. If he explodes, that's going to be ugly.
So what are we talking about? Are we talking about Steak and BJ Day here, or are we talking about getting him a date or something?
Getting him a date. Getting him a date. That's all we want. Coffee is all we need.
Okay, this should be interesting with one of you is in Victoria and the other in Vancouver. How are we going to make that fly?
The internet, baby.
Minor details, Dave. Minor details.
Fair enough.
We can put an ad on used Comox.
Used Comox. I like that.
Usecomox.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used Comox? I don't even know what that is.
I believe it would be used Courtney, actually, or Comox Valley.
Used Courtney? Okay, fine.
Wow,
I think
we're a sad bunch
Valley,
this week,
actually.
boys. We are revealing our true depressive natures.
Should we maybe turn this off and try again tomorrow or something?
Hey, I don't like we're so sad. We're not romantic at all. All we want is steak. Really, this is just all. I just can't do it. Life is terrible. Not very
All right.
manly things actually this week. Let's talk monster truck. No, just kidding. The other day I did look up some other things that we could talk about, but I came up dry. The world was dominated by Valentine's craziness, which
50 Shades of Grey.
It came out on Valentine's Day. I did find that there was an article about a small baby boom, a spike of babies being born roughly 9 months after the release of 50 Shades of Grey being made into, and then the announcement of 50 Shades of Grey being made into a film.
Really?
So apparently there's a bit of a 50 Shades of Grey baby boom.
I read an article that some hardware store places are telling their employees to brace for an increase in purchasing of ropes and zip ties and
awesome.
duct tape and things of that nature, and to be sensitive to customer questions about how to apply them to humans.
That is scary and creepy at the same time. What hardware store chain did this?
I don't know. I just read about it. Some hardware store somewhere told its staff.
Because that's awesome.
It was like a chain or something.
I have not read the books. I don't know really what they're about, except for it's a guy named Mr. Grey who likes to have kinky sex. But have you guys read these novels at all?
No.
Dave?
I take the fifth.
Oh, you have?
You
No.
read the 50 Shades of Grey books?
No, I'm shitting you. I'm not gonna read them just for political reasons. Never mind the fact that apparently the book sucks anyways.
Well, yeah. Now, is this true? I remember reading this a couple times. It was originally to be Twilight fan fiction, and then the author decided to turn it into something else.
Dave will know the answer to this.
Dave?
That. Huh?
We got a Dave for the update. Dave?
This is Dave reporting.
Thanks, boys. I haven't got a fucking clue. I don't know. I just saw a couple articles recently because of the whole movie release, right? And people saying that the movie doesn't even measure up to the books, and the books suck. So that gives you an idea of where we're at with everything.
Right.
Yeah. It's just wow.
But here,
I honestly haven't got a clue what the whole deal is with it because I haven't even bothered grabbing it just to see what's up.
here's what's confusing to me. Okay, I mean, we've learned this past year that women hate GM Gameshi because he uses his success and power to seduce women. We also don't like Bill Cosby because he does the same thing. But women swoon over Christian Grey for using his wealth and power to seduce a younger, more vulnerable female. I don't get it. It's confusing. What do you think?
We go back to Dave on this.
What? I'm with Alan. That's rather interesting that would be the case. My bet is the difference is one is fictional and the others are not.
Back to the studio.
That I hadn't thought of that. I mean, granted, in the context where the Gameshi thing is way different, but
Is it really though?
that's what this. Well, the film is about consensual. They ask and then they try it.
I haven't read the books. I haven't seen the movie.
But essentially,
I read some articles, and apparently it's not consensual. That's the thing.
Well, it does eventually turn not consensual, but it was about I gather it's a lot about experimentation, stuff like that. But where Gameshi was more of a creep, actually a lot of a creep. But I don't know. I mean, there are definitely shares some very interesting parallels, even in a minor way. But again, I mean, I haven't read the books. I think Gameshi's a turd, but it does. There is some interesting about the whole risky sex thing, and I mean, pretending for a moment. Let's pretend for a sec that he was somebody who did have consensual partners. That definitely it would be a very similar sort of situation to the books, from what I understand. So, but I can't even bring myself to kind of go, well, Gameshi's kind of got some similar. I mean, I'm not totally comfortable with that because I think he's a creep. But again, it's such an open sore right now. I mean, it's brutal. I did have a question actually about something you said, Dave. I can't remember. Sorry, man. I had a question for you, but I forgot. So, the component of Dave's woe is common around Valentine's Day, and I would assume steak and blowjob day as well. Does that make you
especially for married guys?
Do you guys feel that that there's a double standard going on between the reason that steak and blowjob day was created in theory is to make a statement about how Valentine's Day is very centered mainly on the female gender, that we are somehow not fairly treated in this realm, in the romance realm. I don't know if I buy into that, but I think steak and blowjob day is kind of funny. If it happened. But I don't know. I'm kind of not totally sure. I don't know. I'm kind of interested in what you guys think about that. Are we untreated? Are we treated unfairly in this thing, or are we just whining like the big man children that we are?
Well, I think the marketing behind Valentine's Day definitely favors the female. The whole romance thing, the roses, the jewelry, lingerie, all that stuff is geared towards women, whereas really nothing is geared towards men. So, I mean, I agree with that. Having said that, I could do without it entirely. I don't want anything geared towards me. Whatever. It's just another day, right?
Okay, I can see
Yeah.
that. What do you think,
And
Dave?
people have made the argument that do you really need a special day? Shouldn't we be treating our significant others decently all the time? Right?
Well, maybe 75% of the time.
So, okay.
Alan Gomeshi.
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh!
No, but seriously, I mean, I think it definitely, that's definitely a concern.
Can of worms you're opening up here, my friend.
Well, no, I'm just
Monster.
saying that I agree with what Dave is saying, that that we should in theory, no, we should be treating our significant others a certain way all the time, unless
But
they
couldn't you say that
require
about? But couldn't you say that about any holiday like Christmas? I mean, Christmas
yeah,
is the
that's
whole
true.
idea that we
It does
treat
have
everybody
has the
else.
similar.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
I would
because
say the
Christmas
same sort of
is
things.
about something bigger, right?
I guess.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I
at
did post
least
something about it, about
should
it
be.
being a very commercialized thing. Like Valentine's Day is definitely not about Valentines. Like it's not. It's
because the St. Valentine apparently was brutally murdered, so
Yeah, I mean, what was that all?
Apparently.
Like, what was the whole thing about Valentine's Day? Like, right from the beginning, like, it wasn't about date night and nookie. It was. What was
No.
the origination of this? Because he was like brutally like murdered or something, and I have no idea about the story behind it. So
I can't remember the story, but it does
love,
involve
die.
I mean, for a while there, I kind of thought he was the guy with the with the flute that ran all the rats out of.
the Pied Piper.
That was the Pied Piper. It was a different guy altogether. Yeah.
Pied Valentine.
Pied Valentine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the studio.
Back to the studio, boys and girls. Well, anyway, there's definitely a lot we could talk about, but I think that us three are definitely. I know I am. That my energy is really low today, just because of I traveled to Victoria and back in like a day and a half and stuff like that. So, not to mention my adventures in Victoria led to some very late night wake partying stuff. And I imbibed a bit too much. The beer I did have, though, was the Dunkel. I want to say it was Parallel 49, maybe. Chocolate orange, like eating one of those. You know those chocolate oranges? It's like drinking one of those.
What? What's
But
it
not
called?
offensive.
Huh.
I'm trying to remember. It's called something Dunkel. Like it's a seasonal. I just can't remember who made it.
Ooh, I want that.
Oh, Whistler Brewing. That's right. That's Whistler Brewing.
Oh.
And it's their seasonal for Christmas, which I've had before. And yeah, it's an amazing beer. It's really really good. Actually, I'll send you the link into our private little back channel. But it was a really good beer, and I enjoyed it. And I also had the Whistler something else. I forgot what it's called, but it was really good as well. So, yeah, and that's what apparently you drink when you're awake. Other than that, is there anything else you guys want to touch on today before we say goodnight, or no?
No, I'm good.
Dave, anything from Northern BC? Or from Northern BC?
Geography.
I think a lot of people would have something to say about that one. No, I mean, there's lots we could say, but
we won't.
I think we're in agreement that we won't.
All
We can
right.
always save it for
Okay,
next time, right?
So thank you, anyone who's actually survived this long and watched through this. We will be more energetic, I'm sure. Valentine's Day just sucked it out of us this year. And of course, March 14th, Steak and Blowjob Day, is definitely on the horizon. So please check us out next week, where we will be far more entertaining. And I may even wear pants. You never know. Dave, Dave, I'd ask you where people could find you online, but of course you have no online presence at all, so it doesn't matter. Alan, what about you, sir?
Well, I can be found at Twitter at Alan M. Ford. That's it.
Okay, cool.
At Alan M. Ford.
Dave, any? Do you have a Facebook account or anything? No, you
I
don't even
do.
Oh, you do?
I
You don't
can't
ever use
remember
it.
No, this is the thing. I never use it.
Of course.
And
Dave's,
no, I'm not a
Dave's
let
situation just gets
for
worse
those
and worse.
out there.
And of course, you can find me at chainswell.ca. I'm going to go to bed. This is sad. This is really sad. Thank you, boys, for hanging out, and I will see you both next week. And are we going to decide the beer right now? What are we going to have next week?
Well, we were going to do 2 beers tonight and do something creative with it, but apparently not. So why don't we save the second beer for next week?
We'll save the chocolate porter for next week.
Yes.
Which is also
which is
from
here.
there you go. It's called the Longboat. And
It's from Phillips Brewery in Victoria.
And that's what we'll be talking about next week in more detail than ever before. Good night and good luck.